you? Yeah, good. I'm Riley. I'm going to be your trainer for today. Obviously, before training, we're going to run through pre-exercise screening. So I get an idea of your body and what you're able to do and your limitations and stuff. So it's just 4 pages. So I'll run through some questions and then we'll get going. So it might be quicker if I get you to run through the front page, and then when it gets to conditions and stuff, I can ask you further questions. Do you want to feel that? So you said you have a dislocated shoulder and you did it for the second time 3-4 weeks ago? Yeah. Previously. Okay, so I'm going to alter our session, of which I had planned for you today, a little bit. You said you were able to do body weight push-ups and things, but you can't do much above head stuff. So we'll work around that. So in the session today, pretty much I'm just going to do a fitness test on yourself, 3-minute step-up test, and then we're going to do some body weight push-ups, a single dumbbell row at light weight, focusing on the muscles around the shoulder, just a leg exercise, a squat, and then just some cardio. So it should all be pretty good for your shoulder. Your session plan, you just define what your objectives are out of these sessions, what you want to achieve with your body, and I guess your goals over the next couple of weeks.
Well, I plan to just want to strengthen all the shoulder again, the muscles around the shoulder, to get that back in one place. And then don't want to put too much size on, just kind of tone the muscles and keep them lit.
Okay, so just general tonage and lean up a bit. Perfect. Your actual fitness, do you have any goals over the next few weeks about your fitness levels in terms of cardio?
Not really, just kind of got pre-season starting off up in December, and just going into pre-season with a little bit of base fitness, so maintaining the fitness I have now and just going there and keep strength.
Yeah, so the level you're at now, just maintaining that. Perfect. For my updated video, I was unable to use the same athlete, so as I was already marked competent for the pre-screening questionnaire and stuff, I didn't redo that, but I've used an athlete who currently has no injuries at all, and I just ran the session off as if he was in the exact same position as the athlete who did the screening at the start of the video. For today's assessment, we have completely booked out the gym. So we have all the floor space to work with. We are going to be using the bike, which once we get up to that, I'll set at the correct height in comparison to George's body. We are then going to use this rower here, which it's in a sufficient space. It's really good. We have our bench here for our chest press and our dumbbell row. So I've got the rack here with all the weights on it, and we use the correct weight on there, and then for our fitness test we'll be using the mat just here, and for our stretching. So the area is all clean, and there's sufficient space for George to work throughout the whole. So before we get started today, I'm going to put you through a couple of fitness tests just to see where you're at and whether you've got any injuries and stuff like that. So the first test is going to be a push-up test. So with the push-up test, we just want your hands directly beneath your shoulders and going down, chest to the floor, head up, and right to the ground. So with this test, we're going to go for a minute, and I'm going to count each push-up and see how many you get in a minute, and then we'll see what kind of weights we're going to use off that. So when you're ready, I've got the timer, 3, 2, 1. Perfect, 5, 6, 7, all the way to the ground. Good. Great, George. 5, 26, 30. Very good. 40. You can stop and start going again, it doesn't have to be continuous. And good. Well, you got your 50. The push-up test, anything above 47 for males over 21 years old is excellent. So you got your 50, so you fall into that category. which is very good. So with our chest press and stuff, we know you've got a lot of strength and we're at a good base to start with, so we can use some good weights. And we'll retest that in a few weeks to see if we're getting better and better each week. Now we're going to do a sit-up test, just to check your core and your abdomen. So I'll run through that with you now. Now the sit-up test. So with the sit-up test, use this mat again. Feet flat on the ground, and you don't have to go all the way up. We're just doing half pulses, like so. And again, the test will be for 1 minute, and we'll see how many you get. Anything above 49 for MAS 21 and over is a great score, so let's try and aim for that. Yep, feet flat on the ground, they can even come out a little bit more if you need to, perfect. And then just half pulses.
Just one number, right?
Yep. Great work. 25. 30. Great, George. 21. Keep our feet flat. There's your 50. Great work. That's great. Stop. Great work. So great again. With that test, you fall into the excellent category again, which is great. So we know we're starting at a great point. So the first exercise we're going to be doing is the dumbbell bench press. It's one of the most popular and common exercises in the fitness community, and it's often used as a measuring tool as an athlete's upper body strength. There is heaps of evidence showing how it improves your body's muscular endurance, strength and hypertrophy, which is your overall muscle size, and power as well. There is a few variations of the chest press, such as a close grip chest press, a wide grip chest press, incline with the bench, decline with the bench. But today we're just going to focus on the dumbbell chest press on a flat bench. It's one of the most popular and common exercises in the fitness community, and it's often used as a measuring tool as an athlete's upper body strength. There is heaps of evidence showing how it improves your body's muscular endurance, strength and hypertrophy, which is your overall muscle size, and power as well. There is a few variations of the chest press, such as a close grip chest press, a wide grip chest press, incline with the bench, decline with the bench. But today we're just going to focus on the dumbbell chest press on a flat bench. So first of all, I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so judging off your fitness test, we're just going to start with 12.5s just to check your technique, and then we can gradually build up the weight from there. So first I'll demonstrate. You want to get comfortable in the chair, feet flat on the ground, lean back with the weights, don't come out here with your shoulders falling out, keep them there. And then from here, we just want to go up and the weights meet in the middle, squeezing through our pecs. Remember to breathe correctly the whole time. And then come up and place the weights back down. I'll get you to do 3 sets of 8 for me. Just lifting the weights up, making sure your shoulders are tucked in, and then leaning back. Perfect, feet on the ground, great. That's great. Yeah, and then just from up, weights be in the middle, perfect. Remember to keep breathing. And out, good. Last one, good technique. And the weight from the ground. Perfect. So that was pretty light for you, huh? I think next one we'll maybe step it up 5 kilos and we'll just use about 17.5s as our starting point moving forward. Now we'll move on to the dumbbell row. This exercise is also very common and is great for strengthening our upper back, but also helping with our posture. In this exercise, the muscles we'll be targeting is the latimus dorsi, or your lats, your middle trapeze and your rhomboids. And also the biceps brachii will be working as well whilst we're doing this. We want to make sure you have a flat back and take stress off of the lower back and squeezing through our shoulder blades to try and target the muscles. Okay, we're going to start with 15 kilos and we'll see how you go from there. Your posture's already quite good, so we should be good strength in your back. With this, you want to get set with one leg on the bench and one leg back out, stabilizing through this arm and really focusing that our body is flat. And then as we come up, we want our arm nice and tucked in and to squeeze up through our shoulder blade, like so. Remember to keep breathing and keep our back as flat as possible. And we'll do 3 sets of 8 of that again. Good, so back flat, foot out. That's great, really tuck your elbow in, squeeze up through shoulder, yeah, perfect. Squeeze through here as you come up, that's great. 4, keep breathing, 5, 6, all the way up, great, last one, perfect. Now we're going to do a weighted lunge. This is a great exercise for developing strength in your gluteus maximus and also your quads, which is great for your soccer because it creates power through explosion, jumping, everything. When doing this exercise, we want to make sure you isolate your glutes and your quads and you take all of the stress off your lower back. So as we go, we want to make sure knee over toe, and we're just going straight down like that. So we'll do it with weights. These are the lightest weights, which is at 8 kilos. So we're doing 16 kilos to start, and just when you're coming up, back up. Keep your shoulders locked in and your arms straight. Perfect. If you want to give that a try. So just stepping forward. That's great. Try and take as much load as you can through the middle of your body as you step out. Great, and explode up. Perfect, 2 more. Last one. That's great. So with the rower is a great form of cardio as you can easily monitor the level you're working at through the settings on the screen, which I'll run through. There's just row on here where there's no real target goals. You're just rowing as the time's ticking along, and you can change the settings on here as to how hard it is and how easy. The row is also great if you have hypertension because you can manage your own heart rate. So if you're working too hard, you can just slow down your rowing, or you can speed it up if you want to work harder. The row is good because you can promote certain circulation to certain areas. So if you want to just use your upper body, you can just keep your feet flat on the ground and just pull through your arms. Or if you're doing the typical rowing, you strap your feet in and you can create circulations through your legs as well. Today we're going to do a longer, more controlled workout with less explosive movements, which means it's called the oxidative system will kick in as the glycolytic system declines. So pretty much we're going to work for longer at a lower intensity to get a gradual increase in fatigue instead of doing short bursts and getting you fatigued that way. Cool. So first we're going to make sure the rower is all set up for you. So we use this one as a gauge. If you want to just put your foot in that. That's right across the ball of your foot, which is perfect. This one needs to be altered because it's a bit smaller. So we've got that on 3. I'll just move this up. Perfect. And I'll do that strap there for you. Sorry. Great, we'll lock you in. Cool, comfortable. And then I'm going to set it just as a starting point on level 5, just so as a medium, and that'll get us our gradual increase in fatigue. So today I'm not going to put you on an interval, I'm just going to set you up as just row. And we're going to go just for 10 minutes, and hopefully we get about 2K in 10 minutes, which will get us a nice fatigue in our oxidative system. Cool. If you want to start. That's great. Really pull back through your shoulders. Great job. The exercise bike is also great for cardio because, like the rower, you can monitor the level you're exercising at and how strenuous you want it to be on your body. Most exercise bikes will now have heart rate monitors on them. This one doesn't. This is just a spin bike. But most bikes, you like the rower, you can set to intervals and it'll read your blood pressure through your hands, so you can easily monitor what level you're working at. And again, if you've got high blood pressure or hypertension, you can really control that. Cycling is a great alternative for improving your cardiovascular capacity and building up that fitness level. These machines are great because you can easily operate them on your own, and they have pre-programs set on them, which is very easy. But as a trainer, even though there isn't the settings on here or the monitor, I can monitor you visually, how hard you're working, so I can push you more as this is only a spin bike, or even change the level that we're working at on here, which will make it harder or easier. So with the bike, you set it up on here. So for George, you're a bit taller than me, so I have to alter that seat again. So your hip bone is in there, so we'll just move this up. Perfect. Also make sure this seat is tight so you don't slide. That's great. Okay, so if you want to get on there, is that fine for your arms, or do you want that to come up a bit?
No, that's perfect.
Cool. Perfect. So today, similar to the rower, we're just going to go for 10 minutes, building up that lactic acid in our legs. And just pretty easy, gradual. We're not going to go through any intervals or anything. I just want a good pace, which will probably, this doesn't tell us, but usually about above 80 RPMs. So if we work on that as a basis over 10 minutes, we should get a good blow. I'll just up that a little bit, and just a little bit quicker on there, George. Perfect, we'll keep that going for 10. For innovative cardio, we're going to stay on the spin bike, but just alter our workout a little bit. As a soccer player, George has to be able to maintain repeat maximal efforts for 90 minutes. Which has a major demand on his ATP system as his glycosis declines and lactic acid increases. By doing intense intervals, George's maximal effort, will be increased, and it should prolong his ATP system. So today we're going to do interval training. So I'm going to set the resistance up a little bit higher, and I want George to do 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off to start. But you're going to do that 10 times. He's already warm, he's been on the bike for a while. We're going to do that 10 times, and then we're going to rest for a few minutes, and then we're going to repeat that again 10 times. And that's going to be our starting point for today. But I really need George to push himself in them 20 seconds for this to be beneficial. So if you want to just start spinning before we start the clock, just to get you going. A little bit of resistance on that. And as I count you in on the clock, 20 seconds as much as you can, and then we'll back it off and you rest for 40. Cool. All right. 3, 2, 1, and go. As quick as you can. Great, George. Halfway, 10 seconds. Push, 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 push. And rest there. Easy spin, easy spin. Good. Keeps ticking it over. Twisting it over. Ticking it over. We're going again in 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. 20 seconds work, George. Push, push. Great. Keep that speed. 10 seconds, halfway. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Back it off. Limbs first, so it's my hamstring stretch. Just starting on one knee, a leg out, not going too deep into the stretch. Start off with your knee bent at first, just to go really deep into your hammy at the top there, and just leaning as far forward as you can and holding for 30 seconds. Yep. Okay, now working on your shoulder flexibility, because obviously we want to improve that week by week. So we don't really want to do too much stretching of your pec when you're putting strain on your shoulder. So we're just going to work on light flexibility with your shoulder stretch, aiming to touch your don't go to the point of discomfort, just enough where you feel a stretch, and we'll hold that and get better and better each week. 10 seconds. Done. Training a client with lower back pain. Lower back pain can vary from just a slight tweak of a muscle, which is relatively easy to manage, to structural or functional damage where it is extremely hard to train with this problem. Before training, understanding the severity of your back pain is very important. The trainer will be able to alter the session accordingly due to how much pain you're in. Seeing a chiropractor or an orthopedist may be required before training, just so we know what kind of injury you have. Lower back pain may be a symptom caused by poor movement and dysfunction in other parts of the body. So training around the area may be beneficial in strengthening what's actually causing the problem. The lower back receives the load of a large proportion of your body, especially when exercising. Sometimes fixing posture when exercising and correcting technique can help majorly with the pain. Understanding the cause of an individual's lower back pain is sometimes very hard to pinpoint. For example, if a client had tight hamstrings and was unable to load through the hips, when bending down to pick things up, often they round through the spine and therefore they overload the lower back. Avoiding the area isn't necessarily the correct way to approach the pain, but also over-targeting it may inflame the area. Ensuring the spine and muscles around the lower back are loose and correctly warmed up should help in minimizing the pain. As a trainer, focus on strength exercise that creates stability around the lower back, and also use functional exercises promoting dynamic movements throughout the area. Posture is always extremely important. Similar to lower back pain, when training with a shoulder injury, it's extremely important that you understand exactly what the injury is, because shoulder injuries can vary from just tightening of the muscles, which will limit your mobility and strength, to maybe a dislocated shoulder. Seeking medical advice before training is important, so as a trainer they can alter your sessions and understand exactly what you're able to do. Promoting mobility in the joint is very beneficial with a shoulder injury. When training, avoid loading the joint and the muscles around the shoulder, because this will put strenuous load on the area. Often this won't even strengthen the joint or improve your injury, but it might have a negative effect and give you more pain. Before loading up the weight when training, make sure the joint and the muscles around are all warm and functioning. As a trainer, minimize the amount of above head movements the client does is very important. Also monitoring the weight they use when lifting. Still activating the muscles, but not overloading them.